All right, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Kasha Kwala.
And the brother Zakaria.
All right, we're from the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia. First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praises unto
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem,
Yahweh
Shai,
Ba'Shem,
Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And today we're going to jump in a lesson pretty much pertaining around letting your light shine, but we're going to jump into we're going to go through the scriptures in Isaiah 60, verses 1 through 5. Salakia. Because as we go about in our everyday lives, there's a certain something about us that people are attracted to. It's kind of like how you see at nighttime, there's a street light and a whole bunch of fucking bugs be just bzz, they just attracted to that light. That's how we are. Okay, we're going to get a few precepts to expound on the point. We're going to break words down so we can get the full edification of what the scriptures are actually trying to portray and how we are personally, on our day-to-day lives and how you should be conducting yourselves. Because at the end of the day, we're ambassadors. We're representatives of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is light, so why not shine his light through us, man? Because that's who he's using, okay? The prophets. So without further ado, we're going to jump into Isaiah chapter 60.
Come, this is Isaiah chapter 60, starting at verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and let the glory of the Lord rise upon thee. For behold,
it says, and let the glory of the Lord, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
So, risen upon thee. Come.
That's right. So meaning what? It says the glory of the Lord is risen upon you, man. Because it's saying thee. So when you read the letters of Jeremiah and Isaiah, they're writing to somebody. Okay? Especially when you read the book of Jeremiah, he's writing to the children of Israel who were in the captivity of Babylon, under the Babylonians. Isaiah is writing to somebody. Okay? But he's saying the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. Meaning what? The Spirit. Okay? Mm-hmm. The Spirit is what makes you shine. When Moses came down from the mount, his face was glowing. He was shining. That they couldn't even look at him, man. Because of the wisdom he received from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai through the Spirit. Okay? He was used as a vessel. All right? Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to pull a quick precept and I'm going to let you get it. This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 14. It says, do all things without murmurings and disputings. Murmurings goes into what? Grudging, okay? Or upbraiding, meaning talking behind someone's back. Verse 15 is the point. It says that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, meaning uncorrect, like you can't be corrected. Okay, you've done no wrong. All right. In the midst, when you read the word midst, M-I-D-S-T, midst, when you read that, that means in the middle of something. Okay. Let's see if they have the word midst in the Greek before we move on. They do, and it's mesos. Okay, and it means middle. Okay, or amongst. That's a good word. Amongst. When you're amongst something, okay? So it says, in the midst or in the middle or in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation. That's going into the particular Israelites. 2/3 Israelites were around. They're perverse. They're backwards. They're crooked, meaning not straight. All right? Among whom ye shine as lights in the world. In the world, if I'm not mistaken, that word world right here is cosmos. Which it is cosmos, which is an apt or harmonious agreement or government. So in the midst of a crooked, perverse nation, and it's had the world at the end, meaning it's a particular set of people, it's a particular nation. The word nation goes into ethnos, if I'm not mistaken. And here's Genea, which means father, birth, nativity. which is a particular ethnicity. Okay? All right? So the point of the matter says, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Isaiah 61, you can reread it, bro.
Come, arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
And the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee, meaning the Spirit's on you. Therefore, you're shining, okay, amongst the people. But we're speaking on the heathen nations in the 2/3. You're shining, okay? So let that light shine. So go ahead and you can get Matthew chapter 5 and 16. I'll pull it up for the occupant to see on the screen. Come on, you go ahead, bro.
Come, this is Matthew 5 and verse 16. Let your light so shine before men.
It says, let your light so shine before men. Okay? So let's look up the word shine. And it's lampo. It's probably where you get the word lamp from. Okay? It says to shine. In the Strong's definition, it says a radiant brilliancy. That's heavy, man. You gotta be brilliant among your people, man. Among the people. To beam. Okay? You ever had a beam in your eye, man? Like a little, not like a beam as like a mote, but like, or like an eye balloon. But like a beam, okay? In your eyes, it's bright and it makes you, kind of like quench and kind of hesitate or flinch, okay? That's how your spirit has to be exuberated, if that's a word, among the people. Go ahead, brother.
Come. And I'm going to continue. It says that they may see your good works.
That they may see your good works, because that's the only way your light's going to shine. That's the only way if you know you have the light. Doing the good works. Get a precept. Okay? The precept is Romans chapter 2, verse 6. All right? It says, who will render every man according to his deeds. All right? Because it said right there that they may see your good works. So that if you're shining, they're seeing your good deeds through Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? Go ahead, brother.
And glorify your Father which is in heaven.
There you go. Glorify. Glorify the Father. That means you give all thanks. Let's get one more precept. And we can continue. If you want to expound on anything, brother, be my guest.
Con. Right. Can I bring out that example?
Con, I'm going to bring this out, and I'm going to let you bring that out.
Con.
Okay? It says 1 Thessalonians 5 and 18, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of the Most High and Yahushua HaMashiach concerning you. Okay? So it says right here, and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Like it just said in 1 Thessalonians, give thanks in everything, okay, to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And glorifying him is giving thanks to him as well, man, because you're pushing his name. You'd be like, it's not me, it's Yahweh Shem Yahushai who gets the glory for me being like this. So go ahead, brother.
Yeah, for example, at my job, I didn't see my name on the workboard or whatever. And they pulled me in a meeting and I sat down with a group of people. And, it was like kind of like a self-evaluation, but it really wasn't. It was like ideas for the company or whatever. And this lady named Dominique, she put me on the spot and she was like, Jamon. And everyone, looked at me and she was like, you're very meekful, humble, respectful. You're a good man. And we need more people like you. And everybody was just looking. And then in my head, I'm thinking, well, it's not me, that you see, because, I was once in the world. I wasn't like that, But when I came into the truth and started calling on Yahweh Shem Yahushai through good works and good deeds, he's glorifying himself through who? His men, the hopeful elect. I was thinking, hey, it's not me that you're seeing. It's bits and pieces of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, And that's why, we got to continue to be that light, And then afterwards, if people come to me like, hey, thanks, man, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing led to another, you know.
Kind. So that's the light that shines, or that comes off you that the people can see, because it says, "Let your light shine before men." Men is plural. Okay. All right. So let's go back to Isaiah chapter 60, read verse 1 and flow into verse 2.
This is Isaiah 60 and verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. Mm-hmm. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
That's right. It says, for behold. So behold meaning look at this, man. Okay? Matter of fact, let's see if we can pull up that word behold just for edification purposes, if it has it. I don't think it has it. I think it just has darkness. Which is okay. But behold meaning to like feast your eyes upon this. Okay?
Come.
So for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. All right? And gross darkness the people. Okay? Let's get a quick precept. Let's see. Wax. Cold. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24 and 12. It says, and because the iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay, let's get the word cold. It goes in, that's the word psycho. Look at there, psycho. So let's see how Esau pronounces it.
Strong's G 5594. Psucho.
Man, that's psycho, man. Shit. All right. It says to breathe, blow, cool by blowing, to be made or grow cool or cold. Metaphor, waning love. The word waning, when you go into the moon cycles, you got waning and waxing. When it's waxing, it means it's coming abundant or growing more. When it's waning, it's going through its waning stages, meaning you're coming closer to a new moon, meaning it's fully dark. But when it's waxing, you're going closer to a full moon, which is fully lit. Okay? The men of the Lord were waxing. This society is waning. Okay? So even going back to Isaiah 60 and 1, it says, for behold, so feast your eyes. All right? On this, the darkness shall cover the earth. Okay? The darkness shall cover the earth. So the society that we're in is waning and becoming dark. It says, in gross darkness, the people. The people, okay? Meaning what? Is the people are waning in their love, all right? In their affection, okay? And their carefulness is waning. People don't give a shit no more nowadays, okay? This is what Isaiah is saying, all right? So go ahead, brother.
God, I'm going to continue in verse 2. It says, but the Lord shall arise upon thee.
It says, but the Lord shall arise upon thee. And we understand by verse 1, when the Lord is risen upon thee, meaning the Lord puts his spirit on you, what happens to you? You shine. So go ahead, brother.
God, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
And his glory shall be seen upon thee. Just like how we opened up, I said we are ambassadors, we're representatives, meaning we represent somebody who's not here at the moment. Okay, but because his spirit is with us, we shine and we are an example of him. Okay, all right. So it says, but the Lord shall arise upon thee. So the spirit is gonna rise upon you, man, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. People gonna see something about you, like the brother said. How she was giving what she thought was compliments to you was actually compliments to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because the spirit was on the brother at the time. Even if he was in a chill mood, man, the spirit is on you. You know what I'm saying? The spirit is on you, whether you were, if you're a sincere man, whether you recognize it or not, man. You was gonna say something?
Yeah, like another example. Last night we went to a restaurant.
Yeah, that's right.
And out of nowhere, this lady started knocking on the window. We wasn't sure what she was saying, but had to do something about us,
Mm-hmm.
and we was just chilling. And this brother Rip, like, why is everyone looking at us? And me and the brother we looked at each other, and we responded, it's the spirit,
Yep.
our spirits.
It's our spirits. Because they recognize Israelites, even 2/3. I love the word inclination because it means a natural tendency to do something.
Mm-hmm.
They have an inclination of who we really are. Their spirits recognize us, but their flesh is too strong to realize who they're actually recognizing. Okay? When we step into a building, we turn heads. Well, that's how Jake said, no, but when the men of the Lord step into a building, we turn spirits. Spirits are attracted to us. That's why people look at us and don't even understand why they're looking at us. Because we look like normal day Joe Schmoes.
Yeah, we was just chilling, eating, watching the game.
But we have the spirit of the Lord, which the scriptures talk about how we're going to obtain a fame. That fame is starting to come right now. People are going to start recognizing us through the Spirit, through the Spirit, okay? Because what? The glory shall be seen upon us, okay? So go ahead to verse 3, brother.
Come, verse 3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
That's right. So the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the... Go ahead and reread that verse again.
Come, verse 3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. This is, let me see something. Okay, bet. Get Micah 4:1 real quick.
Come.
Because we're going to link something together. It says, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light. Just like how I said, you see a street light outside, right? And then bugs are really attracted to it. We're that street light, and these people are attracted to it. So it says, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, right? Mm-hmm. It says, thy light. Again, meaning Isaiah is speaking to someone like your light. They're going to come to you, bro. They're going to come to you because you got something. Okay? So read Micah 4:1. This
is Micah 4:1.
Mm-hmm.
But in the last days it shall come to pass.
See, in the last days, when the last days is speaking about, the day of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, go ahead.
That the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established.
So this is the last days, but it says the mountain of the Lord shall be established. Mm-hmm. So this is towards the very last milliseconds of Jacob's trouble. Meaning what? Yahweh Shai done cracked the sky and he's about to demolish these people in 1 hour. That's when the mountain is going to be established. Okay? But we're still going to be on the earth getting ready to get beamed up. Okay? So go ahead.
Come, in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills.
It shall be exalted above the hills, meaning the other nations and the other governments. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And people shall flow unto it.
And people shall flow unto it, meaning go into the mountain, the new mountain that is established, which is the kingdom of heaven. Because we understand that the kingdom of heaven, going back to the Lord's Prayer, I think in Matthew 5, where it says, as on earth as it is in heaven, okay? Meaning heaven's actually going to come down and establish itself on the planet Earth here, okay? But people are going to flow into it because it's going to be a big generating light that people are going to have no choice but to go to for the want of all things. Because according to Deuteronomy 30:7, the curse is going to be put on them. Instead of us going to the white man for the want of all things, all the other nations are going to come to us for the want of all things. So they're going to come unto us because we have the light. And it says in Isaiah 60:3, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light. That's right. So this is Revelation chapter 21 and 20. I'll start at 24. Okay. I'll start at 24. And the nations, this is Revelation 21 and 24, and the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. Into what? All right, into the kingdom of heaven. But even so, you can pertain this to what? To that day of trouble. Because the kingdom of heaven partially will be walking the earth that day. The kingdom of heaven is established in us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When you read First Corinthians chapter 3, I think verse 16, if I'm not mistaken, it says, do you not know that you are the temple of the Most High? And that the Most High dwell in you?
God.
So when you're around your Akim, you're getting a taste of the kingdom of heaven right there. So even in the day of Jacob's trouble, when the men of the Lord are walking around and have that light, people are going to flow into that. Michael 4 and 1 is going to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay? But again, it says, and the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. Okay? That's not talking about everybody. Okay? Any and every fucking body. No, man. That's why to understand Revelation 21, you got to understand Revelation 7 in the multitude. Because it's a many nations and kindreds. Okay? You got to look into that word kindreds to fully understand and grasp the understanding of what it's speaking about, man. Because you understand that the children of Israel scattered abroad everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the Gentiles, okay, that peaceable multitude at that time and during Jacob's trouble, when they see your light, is going to flock unto you, man. So continue reading Isaiah 16 and 3.
Verse 3, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
That's right. Go ahead.
Lift up thine eyes round about and see.
Behold. Okay, go ahead.
All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come to thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side.
That's right. Okay. So get 2nd Ezra chapter 13.
Okay.
Should be going to where the multitude is. Let me see. So verse 28. Hold on. Oh, Salakia.
Yeah.
Verse verse 12.
Come to 2nd Ezra 13 and verse 12. Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain and called unto him another peaceable multitude.
Another peaceable multitude. Go ahead.
And there came much people unto him.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore shall
because they were attracted to what? That light. That light that Yahweh Shai had, man. Coming from who? Yahweh. That's why when he had his ministry on earth, what happened? What did he do? When you read John, I think the 17th chapter, he gave all glory. Matter of fact, I'll get it real quick. All right, just to get some edification on it. This is John 17 and 4. It says, I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou hast gavest me to do. He was speaking to his Father. That's how you know they're separate entities. Okay? But he glorified him. Therefore, Yahweh gave him light. All right, so go ahead.
And there came and there came much people unto him, wherefore some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and other some brought of them that were offered.
There you go. But those are Gentiles. Okay, but even so, the confusions of faces coming to Yahweh Shai, it's a peaceful multitude. Go to Revelation chapter 7 real quick so we can get more edification on that multitude and start at verse 9.
This is Revelations chapter 7 and verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne.
Now it said kindreds. Okay, that's the one I want to focus on. In the Greek, It's Fulah. Let's see what Esau says.
Strong's G 5443. Foulée. Foulée.
Fulay, all right, which means a tribe. A tribe. So what? Let's keep reading. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. So we understand in Revelation chapter 7, verse 9, that the kindreds and the people and the tongues and all that and the nations is speaking about the 12 tribes.
God.
But they just look like other nations. They look like a Moabite.
Confusion of faces.
There you go, bro. It's a confusion of faces, a multitude of people coming. But it's from the patriarch Jacob, which therefore they would be of the 12 tribes, but they just look a certain way. So even going back to Isaiah chapter 60, your light is going to attract. And even now, you even see it now in some of the camps, even in the primarily, I think the Memphis camp, they have a brother named Zaab in there. He looks like a so-called white guy or Edomite, but he's an Israelite. He's a full-blood Israelite.
God.
Straight like that. Because he gets it. The Lord opened his mental faculties and his pineal gland, which contains his spirit, to understand what the scriptures are saying. Therefore, he's an Israelite. Because only Israelites can get this. Okay? No other nation, because this wasn't given to no other nation. It was given to the Israelites to understand. The men of the Lord are Israelites. Okay? So even the peaceable multitude will be what?
Israelites.
Israelites, no matter what they look like. Get James 1:1.
God. I'm not trying to drop it.
Come on, no worries. It's all good, man. Because these Christians try to come up to us and speak about how everybody's going to be saved because it says nations, it says this, but they don't go into the words to really see what is trying to portray and what it's actually talking about. Okay, and they don't understand the fact that Israel was separated and it was dispersed among all nations. Okay, so go ahead, bro.
This is James 1 and verse 1. James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad, greetings.
To the 12 tribes that were scattered abroad, greetings. Now you could drop James. All right. Hold Revelation 7. Get, let me see your Apocrypha. I'm going to get a scripture in the book of Baruch. Okay? Because we're just going to put everything together. Okay?
And if I can say, and that really cuts you too, Esau, trying to push that black Hebrew Israelite thing on us, man. That really cuts you. What about the confusion of faces? What about the brother Zaab, that looks like a so-called white man, but through the blood and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's an Israelite, Right. And there's going to be more people like Zaab. You might going to see Moabites, Ishmaelites, whoever, so-called, man. Confusion of faces coming to this thing. There's really going to be an Israelite.
That's right.
And there's going to be calling on the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And there's going to be on the highways and byways pushing that name too.
That's right.
And rebuking his people and cussing out you devils, man.
He's like, how do you explain that? That's how you know he's going to have to come up with false allegations on us.
God.
Okay? But since we're on speaking about the confusions of faces, this is Baruch chapter 1, verse 15. It says, and ye shall say, I'll start at 14. I'll start at 13. It says, pray for us also unto the Lord our power, for we have sinned against the Lord our power. And unto this day, the fury of the Lord and his wrath is not turned from us. That's right. That's why you see the hell we're catching, but it's slowly being lifted up off of us and put it on the other nations.
God.
Verse 14. And ye, I want to say slowly, it's quickly happening. Because we can see this place going down quicker and quicker by the day. All right?
God, yeah.
Did you going to say something?
I was just about to say, like earlier today, we seen an Edomite run on a bike and fell into the fire.
Oh my gosh, like an idiot, man. But it was a quick action too, man.
Just falling, man. You know, this place is falling.
And even so, this morning I always check the Dow Jones, even though the Dow Jones is highly manipulated and trillions of dollars are pumped into it. But even so, from the span of September to this month, the Dow Jones has gone down 2,000 points. 2,000 points. Today it was down 400 points. Just the other day it was down 800 points. So this is the economic system and the social and geopolitical system of America and this entire society is going down quickly. Okay? It says in verse 14, Baruch 1 and 14, and ye shall read this book which we have sent unto you. See? Meaning what? He's writing this book to a particular certain people. Okay? It was sent to you, man. All right? To make confession in the house of the Lord upon the feast and the solemn days. Okay? Verse 15, the point. And ye shall say, to the Lord our power belongeth righteousness. That's right. To Yahweh Shem Yahushai belong righteousness because he's omnipotent and perfect. Okay? But unto us, the confusions of faces. But unto us, the confusions of faces, man. We're still dealing with this carnal flesh. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we'll be like, man, fucking heathen. And then end up talking to him and be like, and have to repent later because it was a Jake. But we don't know until we see it. That's why the scriptures back us up on that. In Romans the second chapter, where it says you're not a Jew outwardly but inwardly. Okay, it says but unto us confusions of faces, as it is come to pass this day unto them of Judah, okay, and the inhabitants, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So we got the confusions of faces, man. So these Gentiles are coming up, this peaceful multitude spoken about in 2 Ezra 13 and Revelation 7. They're Israelites, especially going into the word kindred. It's right there. It's right there it clear as day. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, a tribe, a nation, and people. Mm. That's what Revelation 7 is talking about. Not everybody can be saved. No, it's a particular people. They just look a certain way. Because what belongs to us? Confusions of faces. Yeah. Okay? So we read Isaiah, we go back Isaiah 60 and 3 real quick.
Okay, come.
Okay? So we can understand what it means. Come. Okay? This is what our light is going to attract. Yes, our light attracts, like us two brothers, for example. We look like Israelites. Okay? We look like Israelites, but even some people would mistake us as being Judites or something. Mm-hmm. We're both Gad. We don't totally look like a so-called Native American, mm-hmm. but we are. We're Gadites. Through the Spirit, what we believe. You know what I'm saying? We just don't look like a typical Gadite. All right? It's that us right here is an example of confusions of faces. Okay. All right, so go ahead.
I'm going to continue in verse 5.
Read Isaiah 60 and 3.
This is Isaiah 60 and verse 3. Mm-hmm. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, mm-hmm. and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
So Gentiles, man, them Israelites. All right, so go ahead.
Verse 4. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, mm-hmm. and thy daughters shall be nursed mm-hmm. at thy side.
And go to 5.
Verse 5. Then thou shalt see and flow together.
And then thou shalt see and flow together. We read what? Micah 4 and 1. They shall flow into it. So go ahead.
And thine heart shall fear.
And thine heart shall fear. Go ahead.
And be enlarged.
And be enlarged. Thy heart shall fear and be enlarged. Because when you fear the Lord, there comes your wisdom. Therefore you grow. So go ahead. Hold on, let's see if we can get the word enlarged. That word enlarged is rahab, okay, which means to grow wide, be or grow large, to be wide and enlarged, broad or roomy pasture, make large and large. Strongest definition, to be broadened, all right, to make room, to make wide, open, large or larging, okay. So let's go back. So go ahead, brother.
John, I'm going to continue. It says, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted,
Converted, go ahead.
unto thee.
That's right. So it says, thou shalt see. You're going to, again, behold, you're going to see because of what? The Spirit of the Lord has come upon you, all right? The glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. You shall see the flow together. Thine heart shall fear, and you will be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. Mm-hmm. Now we understand. Let's get the word converted. Let's do one thing at a time. Okay. Here's the word converted, and the word converted is if I'm not mistaken, hapak. Okay, which means to turn, overthrow, overturn. All right, to turn applies to this. All right, it says to turn, again applies. Turn about, that applies. Mm-hmm. Turn around, that applies. To change and transform. These things, to be changed. All right, because you got to use context when you read these definitions. Esau's wicked ass will put 15 million different things, but you got to pick the bones out. Okay, it says to transform oneself. Okay, so it says what? In the abundance of the sea shall be converted or change themselves unto you, or turn around to you. Okay, so the word sea would mean the people that are attracted to that light shall be converted to turn to you. That's why you read in what? Acts, in the book of Acts, 3,000 were converted or believed. 5,000 believed. 1,000 believed. What? Because what? The abundance of the sea shall be converted to thee. That's what the apostles saw at that time, and that's what we're going to see coming soon. Very soon, man. We see it in a small scale, but we're going to see it come to pass in a big number. Wow. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Okay, I'm going to continue. It says, converted unto thee, the forces of the Gentiles shall come up unto thee.
That's right. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So forces is another word for abundance, you could say. Mm-hmm. So here's the word forces, which is chayal, which means strength. Okay, yeah, that's chayal, because how you say Ezekiel is yechaza kwala. All right, which means, if I'm not mistaken, Yahweh strength. All right. So this is chayal, all right, which means strength or might. Might or mighty is atazawan in the Hebrew. Efficiency, wealth, army. An army is an abundant amount of people. To have an army, if you have an army, you have a lot of people. If you got 2 people, you really ain't got a goddamn army. Unless you got the Spirit of the Lord with you.
Yeah.
All right, that's a different story. Okay, then you definitely got an army. Shoot, you got an army with 1 person if you have the Spirit of the Lord with you. But a force, okay? So the forces or the armies of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. What? That peaceable multitude, that innumerable people that couldn't be numbered, coming to Yahushua in second Ezra, the 13th chapter. Along with Revelation, the 7th chapter. Okay. All right, shall come unto you because of what? You had that light.
That light, the Spirit.
You know? You had the Spirit with you. Did you have anything to expound? You have the precepts?
The time as well.
Time, you know? So we just wanted to go through Isaiah chapter 60, verses 1 through 5 with y'all, brothers, Lord willing, it was edifying, But if you want to keep that light, you got to stay in the stead and keep walking the path that Yahushua was walking. Okay? Like, matter of fact, we can end on 1 Corinthians 11:1.
1 Corinthians 11:1.
You can break it down, bro.
God. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Yahushua HaMashiach. Plain and simple, you know. Be followers of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Continue to walk as Yahweh Shem Yahushua to the best of your ability in this dark place, man. Keep shining that light so we can go ahead and get the hopeful elect, you know. And that's all.
And if you keep following Yahushua, that's how you get your light.
Yeah, come.
Okay, and that's how the people gonna be attracted to you, man. So again, you know, this is Brother Kasha Kwala
And the Bubba Sakaria.
from the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia, giving all glory, honor, and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rukakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, Lord willing, again, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, we want to say shalom.
Shalom.